The other thing is I did nothing wrong. We did nothing wrong.
The US Supreme Court is expected to hand down its long-awaited decision on Donald Trump's quest for immunity from prosecution as soon as this week. This case relates to his role in the January 6th attack on the US Capitol. Some legal scholars say they believe that much of the Department of Justice's case against him is expected to remain intact.
Whether that's enough for the case to proceed to trial quickly, or whether we're going to have those long delays where the trial court has to sort through whether it's official or not and maybe have another round of appellate review, that I think is the real question that I'll be looking for on Friday.
The case saw about 2.5 hours of arguments in April. Most of the justices seemed unlikely to embrace Trump's most far-reaching argument that presidents have absolute immunity for official acts.
And I feel that as a president, you have to have immunity. Very simple.
That assertion appeared to wilt under questions about hypothetical crimes. Some of those questions were posed by conservative Justice Amy Coney Barrett. They involved selling nuclear secrets, taking a bribe, or ordering a coup or political assassination.
The most important thing to keep in mind is that the range of possible outcomes is a bit narrower than people sometimes think. So the Supreme Court is not going to say that a president is immune from criminal prosecution for anything that they do while they're in office. In fact, former President Trump hasn't even asked for that. So, going back several years, there was that famous incident where he said he could shoot somebody in the middle of Fifth Avenue and he wouldn't lose any voters. So if he actually did that while he was president, he wouldn't be immune. And the reason is because that's totally unrelated to his official duties as president.
The conservative justices, who hold a 6-3 majority on the nation's top judicial body, indicated concern about presidents lacking any degree of immunity, especially for less shocking acts. The exact contours of such a ruling, though, remain unclear after arguments probing the extent of presidential powers. Trump, seeking this year to regain the White House, appealed after lower courts rejected his request to be shielded from 4-year election-related criminal charges. He appealed on the grounds that he was serving as president when he took the actions that led to the indictment obtained by special counsel Jack Smith. The Supreme Court's eventual ruling may narrow the special counsel's allegations against Trump, but it appears that at least parts of the indictment would survive. The decision could further delay Trump's trial. However, if the Supreme Court instructs lower courts to determine how to apply its newly formulated view of immunity, Smith attended the arguments.
Well, I think there probably will be a ruling in favor of Jack Smith, because I don't think these particular criminal charges in any way, these criminal statutes, infringe upon the official duties of the President of the United States. The President of the United States does not have an official duty to declare himself the winner of an election and to say, well, gee, because I'm president, I can prevent election fraud, and election fraud occurs whenever I lose. And therefore, even though Joe Biden got 8 million votes more than I did, I can start claiming election fraud in my official capacity and committing all these alleged crimes. Now, the government has to prove these crimes, but I doubt very much that the court's going to rule against Jack Smith on these specific criminal charges.
Trump, the Republican candidate challenging Democratic President Joe Biden on the November 5 election in a rematch from 4 years ago, is the first former US president to be criminally prosecuted. He has pleaded not guilty in this case and in 3 other criminal cases.
If this didn't work out, if I wasn't given immunity, then other presidents, when we talked about today, President Obama with the drone strikes, which were very bad, they were mistakes, terrible mistakes. You really can't put a president in that position.